Hey, welcome back to some R6 action. Woo! Rational exponents. All right. Again, smattering from the unit review. I've got I got a couple of minutes before we can have to wrap this up. So here we go. Just going to jump right in with both feet. Couple of things to remember. First of all, knowing out your perfect cubes and fourths is not a bad idea. You keep hearing me say this. I keep expecting you to do it. Write out what the different multiples of the different numbers are. Or not multiples, but the powers of the different numbers, okay? So, get a sheet of paper, actually on the paper that you're working on, and just write this stuff out. I already have people say, hey, Mr. Hayes, I didn't want to do it, but I did it, and guess what? I'm starting to recognize the numbers. Amazing. It's almost like the old guy knows what he's doing. No, I was right. That was 625. So, if you go through and you do this, if you do a little bit of it, it's amazing how much it adds in. But what do I know? I've only been doing this for 25 years. Hashtag sarcasm. So anyway, first things first, I would bust this out. If you really are not sure what to do, I would do this the following way. I would break this down and take everything to the 1/3 power. So I'm going to deal with the denominator first. Secondly, I'm going to deal with the numerator because, again, remember what's going on here. Magic pen, okay? This part right there, okay, 1/3 times 2, because they're taking powers to powers, is equal to 2/3. And then actually what you're doing after that is that I'm then also taking all that to the negative first power. Now remember, the negative first power is you're doing the reciprocal of whatever you're taking the negative first power to. So because of that, first of all, we're going to take cube roots. Now if I check over here on my list, okay, look, 64. Hey, that's in the 3rd column. 27. Hey, that's in the 3rd column. I bet you those are 4 and 3. And it's going to be negative because of that. So anyway, so this first part is going to become a negative 4/3. Now I'm going to square all of that, and then I'm going to take the reciprocal of that. And again, as I said, you can short some of this once you kind of get used to it. So negative 4 squared is 16. 3 is 9. Now some people ask, where do you know which way the negative goes if it goes with the 64 or the 27? It doesn't matter. Okay, pick one. It doesn't go to both. Okay, next one. Okay, remember, when you're multiplying like bases, if you're not sure about what to do, make it simpler. Try this. Say, okay, wait a second. If I had that, what would that turn into? Oh, that would become x to the 6 because I had them. Great. So here, I've got all my coefficients that I'm going to multiply out. And then I have all of these. Now, if I'm going to multiply like bases, that means that I have to think, oh, I'm going to go 1/2 plus 3/4 plus 1/6. Common denominator is going to end up being 12. So this will be 6/12 plus 9/12 plus 2/12, which leaves me with 17/12. I think this was one of the problems that we had as my clandestine wrong answer to try to see if people are just copying things down. Okay? Don't forget all your rules that you knew and loved at some point. And if you happen to just memorize them for the test when you had them back in Algebra 1 and then you lost them, well, then guess what? It's time to learn them for real. All right, same idea. Now here you have a negative one. So you've got two options, okay? Option 1. Sorry, I'm a little bit of a time crunch. I had a little bit of trying to squeeze this in before another class. Now, option 1 is, now remember, when you're multiplying like bases, you add their exponents, right? So here, I'm going to go ahead and go 3/4 plus 5/8. So this would turn into 6/8. So I get 11/8 out of this. So this would become a to the 11/8 power. Here, if I add these two together, 2/3 minus plus a negative 5/6. Okay, this will become 4/6. So that means that this will become b to the negative 1/6. In which case, then I can simplify this down to become your final answer of a to the 11/8 over b to the 1/6. Now you could also do it, and some people feel more comfortable with option 2, And to be perfectly honest, I bounce back and forth between the two. But I'm going to go ahead and move this negative exponent down, because a reciprocal of it would be 1 over b to the 5/6. And you could do something like this. Oops. I'll put all the a's together. Oops. And then the b to the 5/6 would come down here. And then at that point on the top, you would go ahead and add it like you did before. So I would end up with a to the 11/8 on the top. On the bottom, you would say, and then what you could also do here is you would say, okay, this is like 4/6. Okay, there's more in the bottom. So that's going to become b to the 1/6 right there. And either way, notice, same answer, different methods. Okay, last one. The bell's about to ring. This will be fun. Okay, so the 1/3 mean that, again, we're going to go back to this list here. 216 and 125. Oh, look, they're cubes. 5 and 6.